Bella laughed softly as she remembered the drama that had unfolded inside the commercial bus. "No, sir," she replied with a smile. "I didn't join the argument." Nathan folded his arms with curiosity. "You mean you stayed quiet the entire time?" Bella nodded. "I did." She laughed again. Although one woman suddenly pointed at me and said, "Young lady, what do you think about all this?" Nathan smiled. "What did you tell her?" Bella shrugged playfully. I simply smiled. I wasn't ready to become part of their meeting. Nathan burst into laughter. "Very wise decision." Bella nodded. If I had said one word, I believe they would have turned the whole journey into a debate. Nathan continued laughing. "That's the Lego spirit." Bella smiled before her expression suddenly became thoughtful. "But honestly, sir, my mind wasn't even on the traffic." Nathan looked at her. "It wasn't." She shook her head. "No. The whole time, I kept thinking about Princess Elena." Nathan listened quietly. "I was asking myself, what if Mommy Rose wasn't around today? What if Elena came back from school and nobody was there to receive her? Who would have changed her clothes? Who would have given her food?" I couldn't stop worrying. Nathan looked at Bella for a few seconds without saying anything. Then he smiled softly. "Well, thanks to Mommy Rose, she was well taken care of." Bella nodded with relief. "Yes. Thank God. I was really worried." Nathan admired the sincerity in her voice. "It's all right, Bella. I'm just glad you got home safely." Bella smiled respectfully. "Thank you very much, sir." Nathan nodded. "Go and get some rest. You've had a long day. Enjoy the rest of your evening." "You too, sir." Bella smiled before heading upstairs. Nathan watched her until she disappeared around the corner. For reasons he still couldn't explain, seeing her safely back home gave him an unexpected sense of peace. The following afternoon, Nathan met his close friend, Ken, at their favorite outdoor restaurant in Victoria Island. The aroma of grilled fish and spicy pepper soup filled the air as the two men enjoyed a late lunch. Ken shook his head in disbelief. "I was honestly shocked when Sonny gave that excuse about not attending Elena's PTA meeting." Nathan sighed. "So was I. I didn't expect that from her." Ken took a sip of his drink. "I don't understand why she behaved that way." Nathan leaned back in his chair. "I don't think she's ready to be a mother yet." Ken thought for a moment before responding. "I won't say that. I just think she's still trying to adjust. Everything happened too fast. Maybe she's scared. Maybe she didn't know what to expect." Nathan shrugged. "But how will she ever learn if she refuses to try?" Ken smiled calmly. "Give her some time. I'm sure she'll eventually settle into the role." Nathan sighed deeply. "I hope so." Ken laughed. "So, who eventually attended the PTA meeting?" Nathan smiled proudly. "Bella." Ken grinned immediately. "I knew it." "She didn't even hesitate, did she?" Nathan shook his head. "Not for a second." Ken laughed. "My friend, that young woman is becoming a lifesaver in your house." Nathan smiled quietly. "She really is." Ken pointed at him jokingly. "You should increase her salary." Nathan laughed. "That's actually not a bad idea. She deserves it." Ken nodded. "People like Bella are very rare these days." Nathan looked thoughtful. "That's true." Before either of them could continue, Nathan checked his wristwatch. "Oh. It's almost time to pick Elena up from school." He looked at Ken. "Come with me." Ken shook his head apologetically. "I wish I could. But I have another appointment." Nathan smiled. "No problem. Let's finish eating quickly." I'm already running behind schedule. A little while later, Nathan arrived at Elena's school. Children were happily leaving their classrooms while excited parents waited outside. The moment Elena spotted her father, she ran toward him with Bella walking beside her. "Daddy." Nathan knelt down and hugged her tightly. "My princess." Elena couldn't contain her excitement. "Daddy." Everybody kept saying my mommy is so beautiful. Nathan looked confused. "Your mommy?" Elena pointed proudly at Bella. "They all thought Auntie Bella was my mommy." Nathan looked at Bella before turning back to Elena. "Oh. Really?" Elena nodded excitedly. "Yes. And do you know something? It made me very happy." Nathan smiled gently. "Why?" Elena looked up at him innocently. "Because I wished it was true." Nathan was speechless for a brief moment. Bella immediately looked uncomfortable. She lowered her eyes, unsure of what to say. Nathan forced a small smile and gently rubbed Elena's hair. "I see." Trying to change the subject, he turned toward Bella. "So, how did the PTA meeting go?" Bella smiled proudly. "It went very well, sir. Princess Elena made everyone proud today." Nathan became curious. "Really?" Bella nodded. She was elected head girl for her grade. They even organized a small celebration for all the award winners. Nathan's face lit up with pride. "My goodness. Congratulations, princess. I'm so proud of you." Elena beamed happily. "Thank you, Daddy. And that's not all. I won plenty of gifts too." Nathan laughed. "My daughter keeps surprising me." "What were all the gifts for?" Elena scratched her head. "I can't remember everything. Auntie Bella remembers." Nathan smiled. "Bella." Bella began counting on her fingers. She received an award for best behaved student. Nathan nodded proudly. "Wonderful. She also won best in spelling." Nathan smiled even wider. "And finally, she was recognized as the most outspoken student." Nathan clapped his hands happily. "Wow." Bella continued. "She was also declared the overall outstanding student in her class." Nathan couldn't hide his excitement. "All these awards?" Bella smiled proudly. "Yes, sir." Nathan hugged Elena tightly. "Well done, my princess. You've made me extremely proud." Elena smiled brightly. "Thank you, Daddy." Then she turned toward Bella. "Auntie Bella helped me achieve all of them. If not for her, I don't think I would have done this well." Nathan looked at Bella with sincere appreciation. "Thank you." Bella smiled modestly. "I only did my job, sir." Nathan shook his head. "No. You've done much more than that." Elena raised her tiny fist confidently. "Next time, I'll win even more awards." Nathan laughed. "That's my girl. At this rate, we'll soon need another room just to keep all your trophies." Elena giggled. "Daddy, can we come for ice cream tomorrow?" Nathan pretended to think. "We'll see." Elena folded her arms. That's not a yes." Nathan laughed loudly. "Fine. If you continue bringing home awards like this, I'll buy the entire ice cream shop and move it into our compound." Elena screamed happily. "Really?" Nathan winked. "Maybe." The three of them laughed together as they drove home. That evening, everyone gathered around the dining table for dinner. The delicious aroma of Mommy Rose's famous egusi soup filled the dining room. One of the house staff, Chike, happily finished another spoonful before smiling. "Mommy Rose, your soup gets sweeter every single day." Mommy Rose laughed. "Thank you, my son." As she looked at him more carefully, she noticed something different. You've been smiling since this morning. What is making you so happy? Jack scratched the back of his head shyly. Is it that obvious? Mommy Rose laughed. Very obvious. So tell me. What's the good news? Jack smiled proudly. I think I'm finally ready. Ready for what? He took a deep breath. To marry my girlfriend. Mommy Rose's eyes widened with excitement. Really? He nodded happily. Yes. I finally saved enough money. And my house in the village is almost completed. I believe the time has come. Mommy Rose clapped happily. Congratulations. That's wonderful news. Jack smiled gratefully. Thank you. I've kept that girl waiting for far too long. Mommy Rose looked surprised. For how long have both of you been together? Jack smiled. More than 6 years. Mommy Rose nearly dropped the serving spoon in surprise. 6 years. She shook her head with a smile. My son. That young woman truly loves you. Not every woman would patiently wait for 6 whole years. Jack smiled quietly, knowing deep inside that he had finally reached the beginning of a brand new chapter in his life. Jack smiled as he looked down at his plate, his heart filled with gratitude. Yes, Mommy Rose, he said softly. She has stood by me through everything. He paused for a moment, remembering the difficult years they had shared together. When I had nothing, she stayed. When I couldn't even afford to take her out properly, she never complained. When everyone else said I would never become anything, she kept believing in me. He smiled proudly. Now that God has finally blessed me a little, I believe it's time to make her my wife. Mommy Rose's face brightened with joy. My son, that is wonderful. She placed a motherly hand on his shoulder. Good women are very difficult to find these days. When God gives you one, hold her tightly. Jack nodded. I know. But there's one thing that's worrying me. Mommy Rose looked concerned. What is it? Jack sighed deeply. I'm finding it difficult to tell Sir Nathan. About your marriage. Yes. Mommy Rose looked surprised. Why? What exactly is the problem? Jack rubbed the back of his neck nervously. It's complicated. I don't know how he'll react. Once I get married, I'll have my own family. There'll be days I need to spend time with my wife. I'm afraid he might think I'm no longer committed to my work. He sighed again. What if he decides to replace me? Mommy Rose smiled reassuringly. My son. You've worked in this house for years. You know Sir Nathan better than that. He's a strict man, yes. But he's also fair. If you explain everything honestly and inform him early, I'm sure he'll understand. Jack slowly nodded. That's exactly what I've been thinking. I've been planning to speak with him this weekend. I just hope everything goes well. Mommy Rose laughed softly. Who knows? He might even surprise you. Jack smiled. I sincerely hope so. She patted his shoulder affectionately. Don't worry. Everything will work out. And once again, congratulations. Jack smiled gratefully. Thank you very much, Mommy Rose. He looked down at his plate. Now let me finish this delicious food before it gets cold. Mommy Rose laughed. You'd better. Because I'm certainly not warming it up for you again. The two of them laughed together as the warm atmosphere filled the kitchen. Not far away, Bella stood quietly by the sitting room window after finishing her chores. Outside in the compound, Nathan and Elena were laughing together as they played a simple game. The sound of Elena's innocent laughter echoed through the evening air. Bella smiled unconsciously. They really look happy together. She folded her arms and continued watching them. But almost immediately, her smile disappeared. Her thoughts returned to Sonia. She remembered every suspicious conversation. Every fake apology. Every strange excuse. Every secret plan she had accidentally overheard. Bella closed her eyes for a moment. I promised myself I would stay out of their family matters. I promised I would only focus on my work. She sighed deeply. But how do I pretend I know nothing? She looked outside once again. Nathan lifted Elena into the air while the little girl laughed uncontrollably. Bella felt her heart tighten. Everything Sonia is doing. It's another lie. Another manipulation. Another attempt to hurt Sir Nathan. She clenched her hands. If I keep quiet, and she succeeds, then I'll be just as guilty. She shook her head firmly. No. I can't watch another innocent person get hurt. She thought about Nathan's kindness. She thought about Elena's smile. She thought about the peaceful home they had slowly begun rebuilding. No. Sir Nathan deserves to know the truth. Even if he misunderstands me. Even if he thinks I'm trying to destroy his relationship. Even if he becomes angry with me. She took a deep breath. At least my conscience will be clear. Her decision was finally made. I have to tell him. Later that night, Bella sat quietly in her room, unable to sleep. She imagined what would happen after she spoke. Would Nathan believe her? Or would he accuse her of interfering in matters that didn't concern her? The uncertainty frightened her. But deep inside, she knew silence would only make things worse. The following morning, while cleaning one of the upstairs rooms, Bella's thoughts drifted into a frightening imagination. She pictured what could happen if Nathan discovered Sonia's secrets before she had the courage to tell him. The imagined scene unfolded vividly in her mind. Nathan stood in the middle of the living room, his face filled with disappointment and anger. Sonia stood before him with trembling hands. Nathan. I can explain. I promise. Nathan looked at her coldly. Go ahead. We are listening. The room fell completely silent. Sonia opened her mouth but no words came out. Nathan folded his arms. I thought as much. You have absolutely nothing to say. Sonia's eyes filled with tears. Please. I wasn't thinking straight. It was the devil. Nathan's expression hardened immediately. No. Don't mention the devil. At this point. I believe the devil is learning new tricks from you. Sonia began crying harder. I swear I've changed. I don't know what came over me. Nathan shook his head. No, Sonia. Nothing came over you. You knew exactly what you were doing. Every word. Every lie. Every action. It was all carefully planned. Sonia fell to her knees. Please. Just give me one last chance. Nathan's voice became even firmer. No. There are no more chances. Leave my house. Sonia cried uncontrollably. Nathan, please. Don't do this. Elena needs her mother. Nathan's eyes filled with pain. Don't ever use Elena again. You may have given birth to her. But you were never truly her mother. His words pierced Sonia's heart. For several seconds, she remained speechless. Eventually, she stood up slowly. I understand. So this is how it ends. She forced a bitter smile. It's not like you ever accepted me completely anyway. I'll go upstairs and pack my things. Nathan stopped her immediately. That won't be necessary. She looked at him in confusion. What do you mean? You don't need to go upstairs. My staff will pack your belongings. They'll send everything to wherever you choose. Sonia stared at him in complete disbelief. What? Nathan looked away. You heard me. And please. Leave. I don't ever want to see you in this house again. The tears rolling down Sonia's face could no longer be controlled. She picked up her handbag with trembling hands. Fine. If that's what you want, I'll leave. Without looking back, she walked slowly toward the front door. The heavy wooden door closed behind her. Silence filled the mansion. Nathan remained standing where he was, his heart heavy despite his decision. And in Bella's imagination, that painful silence marked the end of a marriage built on lies and broken trust. She suddenly blinked and returned to reality. Her breathing was unsteady. God, I pray it never reaches that point. But if speaking the truth is the only way to prevent this, then I know what I have to do.